Do you feel judged by people? You're not alone. I just saw a comment that was made under one of my videos from Andy DeBro. And he wrote something along the lines of, can you talk about stigma and how to deal with that, and perhaps other mindset or strategies to handle the stigma that there is for social anxiety? And I want to say a couple of things about that. This is the first thing. Some of the stigma is perhaps true. You know, some people might indeed be judgmental and think, oh my God, look at him or look at her. He has social anxiety. I'm so much better than that person. But that's not the majority. Okay. And so it's probably yourself who's having those kinds of thoughts, and you're making the stigma that you think is out there a lot bigger in your mind than that it really is. So truth is, some people judge you. Some people think you're weak. Some people think, you know, all of these things that you're afraid of to be judged for. I'm afraid that they think I'm a weirdo. I'm afraid they think I'm weak and pathetic. I'm afraid that they think I'm not worthy of their respect. I'm afraid that they pity me. Those kinds of things are mostly in your head, and you're blowing them up. You're making them much bigger than that they are in reality. That's the first thing. Secondly, the truth is that some people are judging you, maybe usually for a brief second. You know, this is not something that consumes their thinking the whole time. Oh, he's socially anxious. Oh, he's socially anxious. Oh, let me be constantly focusing on this person that's socially anxious. And that is so important to me that I forget everything else in my life, what I'm busy with, my work, what's going on in my life, my problems, my issues, what I'm doing, what's interesting to me. All of that is out of the window because here's a person that has social anxiety. So let me now spend all of my emotional energy focusing on judging this person that has social anxiety. That's nonsense. That's just in your head, okay? That's not true. They might judge you if they judge you, and if so, it's likely for just a brief second. And other people don't judge you. Some people do feel pity for you, or they feel compassion for you, and they want to help you. You know, I had this problem severely myself, and when I see someone who is anxious, I feel compassion, and I want to help. I just asked my girlfriends, like, if you see someone who has social anxiety, how does that affect you? And she's like, well, I'll probably feel a bit of anxiety myself initially. And then, you know, I'll feel some pity for them and I kind of want to help them. Like, that's okay. You know, that's one of the responses. Other people just shrug it off. There's different kinds of ways that people respond to it. And that is the second thing. That's not in your control. That's outside your control. So whether there is a stigma or there isn't stigma, or the stigma is really big or the stigma is really small, that's outside your control. What you do have control over is how you react to it. And that's where your power lies. Your goal is to focus on what you can control and to let go of what you cannot control. So your outcome is to become okay with whatever it is that they're thinking, whether they're judging you as weak or pathetic or blah, blah, blah. Your outcome is to accept however it is that they're thinking. So if there is a stigma for social anxiety, accept it, come to terms with it. Now that's easier said than done, but totally accomplishable using tapping. Because the reality is you're making pictures in your mind of people judging you. You're talking to yourself about how they were judging you in that situation. And you are having feelings in your body as a result of all of that. So that's all happening inside of you, and you have control of that, especially when you do the tapping, because the tapping will help you to neutralize these thoughts. So if you're thinking, they're judging me, and as you're thinking that thought, you cringe, you can do the tapping on, they're judging me. They're judging me. You know, they're thinking that I'm pathetic. They're thinking that I'm weak. You can tap on that specific thought, or you can focus on that feeling of cringe in the body, and that begins to neutralize it. As you're starting to neutralize those thoughts, you're becoming bit by bit more and more okay with whatever they're thinking. And that's what you're after. And you especially want to use the tapping to neutralize your reactions to the people that you imagine or in real time think to be the most judgmental. So think about the people that you perceive to be most judgmental of your social anxiety. Cool people, attractive people, this person at work, your boss, whatever. Think about these people judging you. Notice what that does in your body and then start applying the tapping and neutralize your emotional reactions. And finally, point number 3, go to where you're appreciated most. Now, a small percentage of people is indeed very judgmental, perhaps mean, looks down on you, and all the rest of it. That's a small percentage of people. Don't hang out with those people. Ditch them. Make them irrelevant. You know, those people are not the ones that you want to be hanging out with. Why would you? It makes no sense. Okay, so there are people that are kinder, friendlier, more fun, easier to connect to. Those are the kind of people that you want to go to. Go to where you're appreciated most. So certain people you click with a lot more than other people. And that might be people that are more understanding, kinder, more compassionate, who get you more, who share similar values to you. Those kinds of people will accept that you have some anxiety. Don't judge you for it. Recognize that that's just some challenge that you're dealing with, and judge you for who you are behind the anxiety. They judge you for your character, for your values, for is this a nice person? You know, do I enjoy the values this kind of person has? Do I enjoy hanging out with this kind of person? And that kind of stuff. And some anxiety is not going to cause them to, you know, discredit you and disrespect you and all that kind of stuff. Find those kinds of people and spend more time with them. Don't try to get everyone to like and respect you. That's outside your control. Focus on deepening your self-respect, really truly liking all of you. Then the opinions of other people become a lot less relevant. Work and use the tapping to come to acceptance of however people might be judging you, and go to where you're appreciated most. Find people who have similar values to you, and that's going to help you a ton. Learn to accept however people are judging you. Go to where you're appreciated most and find people of similar values to you. You don't need the whole world to like you. You just need a couple of people that are really great for you to enjoy your time with. Hope this helps you. Bye for now.